Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is race number 8 in the 2017 Kubota GT Championship. We are here at the Virginia International Raceway for the Michelin GT Challenge, an 18-lap race around this 3.27-mile road course in Alton, Virginia. And it's the next to last race of the season, which means at the end of this one we got one left to go. And this is going to help set up that finale race at Le Mans. Interesting thing though, Cody Smart can actually clinch the championship here today if he wins, and guys who are kind of close to him in the point standings kind of finish kind of deep in the field in GT Le Mans. Cody Smart might very well clinch the championship in GT Le Mans, but in GT Daytona it's still very tight. And it could get very interesting there in these next couple of races. Anyways, coming into today's event, in GT Le Mans, Cody Smart still leads in the point standings. He has been the only points leader for the class all season long. 82 points towards the championship for him. 11 points behind, it's John Arndt, who won at Road America, the last race that we've had here in the Kubota GT Championship. Dane Ammon, only 12 points behind. Alexander Rowe, 14 points behind, and Donovan Duthit, 19 points behind coming into today's event. In GT Daytona, Eli Bright with 127 points is the points leader. Caleb Hoffman is only 5 points behind, however. Our last winner in GT Daytona, Philip Goldberg, 9 points behind. Jay Jefferson is 18 points behind, and William Brock 22 points behind, heading into the Michelin GT Challenge. Let's go ahead and get these guys to roll off here at the Virginia International Raceway in GT Le Mans. The number 10, Blaine Keys, is going to start on the pole position. That's 1 point towards the championship for him. Alongside him, it's the number 38 of Jordan Carter. Row number 2, we have ourselves Emerson Sheets in the number 27, starting alongside the number 23 of Isaac Nichols. Got Alexander Rowe. Did it again. I did that at Road America. I called this number 7, Alexander Rowe. That's Donovan Duthit in the number 7. Starting alongside the number 4 of Chris Skinler. Row 4, it's our last winner, John Arndt, starting alongside our last pole sitter, the number 59 of Zachary Fitzwater. And in row 5, we see the number 13 of Nicholas Samadillo, starting alongside the number 40 of Dane Ammon. There's your points leader, Cody Smart, in the number 20. And like I said, he has a chance at clinching the championship here today. And if he can in fact do so, the GT Le Mans Championship will be set heading into Le Mans. Anyways, in GT Daytona for the second straight race, Julio Cesar has grabbed the pole position, another bonus point for him in the championship. And we're going to be starting alongside number 15 there of Jordan Lopez in the GT Le Mans field. The GT Daytona cars kind of noticed this season. They really don't have too much of an advantage starting on the pole position because they're kind of on the outside lane there, but still, Julio Cesar with the bonus point towards the championship, that could definitely help him. And he gets his second straight pole here in the Kubota GT Championship in GT Daytona. Row 2, Daniel McMillan and the number 11 of Julius Anderson. We got Emmanuel Hartnett and Dale Salzman, Nathan Stapleton and Al Lagasse. And then we have ourselves a 98 of Tyler Lyman, the Sebring winner, starting alongside the number 6 of Devin Cook. The rest of the starting lineup rolling on the bottom of your screen for this one. It is an 18-lap race, one of the shorter races lap-wise of the season. But it's a half-an-hour race here at the Virginia International Raceway for the Michelin GT Challenge. And you see the hills of this racetrack. And that could definitely be a very interesting place, especially for passing. And I have no idea what to expect in this race. It can get very interesting here today, especially on the fuel strategy. I don't really know how any of this is going to work out because I've never had a race here before at VIR. But still, it's going to be an entertaining one, and especially considering the way these points are. And like I said, Cody Smart with a chance at taking the championship at the end of the day. And it's the next to last race of the season, so these guys are going to be on their heels trying to get the best position they possibly can so they can be in championship contention when we head to Le Mans in 4 weeks. It's going to be a Pretty long break between now and the finale. But we got this one, the race right now. And they're coming to the line to take the green flag in the Michelin GT Challenge. The number 10, Blaine Keys, starting alongside Jordan Carter. We're green flag racing in the Michelin GT Challenge at the Virginia International Raceway. And on the start, side by side between Jordan Carter and Blaine Keys. And they're going to be side by side through turn number 1. They're about dead even there. The 38 with the advantage through this corner. And then back in GT Daytona, we're side by side as well. Two great battles on the racetrack. Julio Cesar's actually going to take the lead over there. And Jordan Carter has taken it in GT Le Mans. And Carter out front in the faster class, back down to GT Daytona. And they're side by side for the lead. Daniel McMillan in the 99 of Julio Cesar. Interesting thing here, we got a GT Le Mans car behind these guys. Jordan Lopez behind the GT Daytona lead. Caesar's going to take it for now, but this number 15 could definitely get in the way of these guys. McMillan is going to get overtaken by the number 15 as the number 99 stays out front in GT Daytona. And they've kind of spread out in GT Le Mans for the moment. The number 38, Jordan Carter, who actually beat out the number 10 at the line. I don't know if he's going to be penalized for that. But Carter is out front right now, trying to win his first career race on Napa Fan. Bit of a dark horse, if you kind of think about it, for this whole season. Carter has not really shown much strength, but got a good starting position here at the Virginia International Raceway, and he's looking pretty strong right now in that number 38. Back down the GT Daytona, and Jordan Lopez trying to get around the GT Daytona leader. That is Julio Cesar, the number 99, who would love to get a victory. And right now, he is leading the field in GT Daytona. Here at VIR, probably about of all the racetracks we have gone to this season, maybe with the exception of Long Beach, this sees very infrequent passing. So, it's looking pretty good for Carter and Cesar at the moment. But still, we have a cycle of pit stops to go through in this race, and that is definitely going to be the determining factor into who wins in today's event. Bumping going on there. Sam Adio's around with Donovan Duthit. And a couple of GT Le Mans cars getting into it through the S's. And they're going to fall back into the clutches of the GT Daytona field. And we had a pass for the lead. Daniel McMillan got around Julio Cesar. I'm not entirely sure how that happened. But that's all we need to do is just not focus on the lead. And it's going to happen. And McMillan, I believe he's going for his second career win. He did win the Hers Elimination Series when it ran earlier in the year. And he is currently leading in the GT Daytona field. But Nicholas Samadio, a GT Le Mans car, getting to the inside of him. The Caesar's not too far behind in the number 99. I do not believe much is going on in the lead for GT Le Mans, so we're going to focus here on GT Daytona. And Julio Cesar is right on to the back bumper of the 56. It does appear that the number 13, Nicholas Samadio, has successfully passed these guys, and he's not going to lose too much ground after spinning, but he does fall to the last position in GT Le Mans because of that incident. I'm wondering if the reason why this 56 has taken the lead in GT Daytona has to do with those guys spinning around. It is possible. And then it was number 56 of Daniel McMillan now out front, and Donovan Duthit has actually fallen back. He is last place right now in GT Le Mans, and he is in the middle of this GT Daytona field. But anyways, in the GT Daytona Championship, you got Caleb Hoffman only 5 points behind Eli Bright coming into today's race. There is Hoffman there in the number 43, 24th overall. Eli Bright did not get a good starting position. He is currently running in the 35th position overall. So Hoffman would overtake Eli Bright in the point standings if they finish the way they're currently running. Philip Goldberg is behind Caleb Hoffman, and Jay Jefferson is also behind Caleb Hoffman. So Hoffman would be the points leader the way they are currently running right now in GT Daytona. But back up front to the lead, McMillan has solidified his spot in first place in the number 56. Julio Cesar, Dale Salzman, Nathan Stapleton, and Al Lagasse back up front to GT Le Mans. And Le Mans is going to be kind of calm today. These guys really not having any traffic to contend with in front of them. And Jordan Carter looking very strong right now in the number 38. He got the advantage on Blaine Keys on the first lap of the race. And it looks like he might possibly get the win here today. But we still have pit stops to go. And we still have quite a few laps to go here in the Michelin GT Challenge at VIR. But a 1.5 second lead right now for Jordan Carter ahead of Blaine Keys, the pole sitter, Emerson Sheets, Chris Skinlart, Isaac Nichols, and John Arndt, who is currently, you can figure it out here, running in the 6th position. You see Cody Smart deep in the field yet again. And John Arndt came into this race 11 points behind Cody Smart. The way they're running, Smart would still be the points leader heading into Le Mans, but he is right now 13th, while John Arndt is 6th. That would be 7 points gained for John Arndt, and it would only be a 4-point gap between the number 2 and the number 20 heading into Le Mans, and John Arndt could definitely gain 4 positions on Cody Smart in that race. You see right here, got a little bit of a hill there through this corner. That could disrupt some of these guys throughout this race, and you might want to watch for that being a trouble spot. But just the way this corner is made, it just looks like it could be an issue for some guys. So just keep your eye on that throughout the race. Daniel McMillan trying to hold off this 99 of Julio Caesar. And Caesar isn't doing too bad, all things considered. But McMillan did get around him there, and this number 56 with a good chance of winning here today. And like I said earlier, passing here at VIR is a lot like it is at Long Beach, and you just don't get it too often here. But like I said, we still got pit stops, and those pit stops are definitely going to play a major factor into who wins this race. So basically, we're just logging laps until we get to that point, and then that's when it's going to get very interesting. Jordan Carter still leading in the number 38. Now, one thing I would like to notice, in the Road America race last week, John Arndt started last in the GT Le Mans field, but he was able to stay on one stop in that one and get the victory, and he went from last to first in that race to win. He's definitely determined to win this championship. He's got a really good chance of doing so in GT Le Mans right now, and especially if they finish the way they are currently running with Cody Smart in 13th position. But John Arndt, he's looking pretty strong. He's never won a championship before on that hand, as far as I know, but he has won a couple of very big special events. He won NRLOA Hobby Stunt last year, and he won the 500th race on Napa Fan, so he's definitely got a good chance at getting his first championship to add to his very impressive resume here on Napa Fan. Jordan Carter trying to grab his first career win on the channel. I'm pretty sure. I mean, please forgive me, we've had like 150 different winners on this channel. It's kind of hard to keep track of them without looking at that all-time wins list every single 20 seconds, but still, I'm pretty sure Jordan Carter has never won before. I could be wrong. I wouldn't be able to tell you where he won if, you know, he did have a win, so that's why I don't think he's won before, and he's got a good chance of getting it done here in the number 38. Like I said earlier, kind of a dark horse to win. We really haven't seen much of him this season, but he's got a good chance of doing so here today at VIR. So next to last race of the season, and after this, the only other opportunity to win a race here in the Kubota GT Championship is going to be at Le Mans, and that's a pretty special place to do so at. But it's been a very fun season. I have really enjoyed this series, especially with the two classes. It's been very entertaining, and I'm most likely going to bring this series back for 2018, and I hope you guys enjoy it when it comes. I'm thinking of possibly doing a special event where we have like a 6-hour race split up into segments. Possibly thinking of doing that as a special event. I'm thinking things for this series. I mean, I know you guys, you know, it's not like a Chick-fil-A Cup Series kind of popular series, but it's still a fun series for me to do, and I'm definitely looking to possibly expand it a little bit next year, and maybe try to do custom cars for it. We're just going to have to see. It's going to be interesting, but we got some big things planned on the channel, and this series might just be involved in that. Second place in GT Daytona, Dale Saltman, who finished second at Road America, is right now right behind the number 99 of Julio Caesar, trying to get around him. He's got a very good chance at doing so. Caesar has fallen off of the number 56 of Daniel McMillan. And a good run for Nathan Stapleton as well, the number 86. Running in the 4th position right now. And Al Lagasse, who has finished last, I do believe, in the past 2 races so far this season. Well, he's up to 5th right now here at VIR. He got the win at Riverside earlier in the season. And he's got a good chance of getting another good finish here today at VIR. Got Tyler Lyman, Emmanuel Hartnett, Marty Johnson, and there's Caleb Hoffman. It was a very good chance of taking the points lead away from Eli Bright. Hoffman had the points lead going in the Road America, not the best of finishes around that 4-mile racetrack. Bright was able to take the points lead back from him. But this 43 of Caleb Hoffman, a great chance of taking it back here at VIR, heading into the final race of the season at Le Mans. This number 43 could definitely have a great chance at winning the championship in GT Daytona. And here we go. Pit stops have begun for all the drivers. And it does appear that number 7 staying out an extra lap is going to inherit the lead in GT Le Mans. But I do believe that Jordan Carter got his pit stop done, and I believe he's the first one off. But we're going to follow with GT Daytona here. And you see Daniel McMillan here behind the tree. He is going to win the race off. Salzman's going to take second. Caesar's going to fall back to the 4th position in the number 99. But, looks like we might have a 2-stop race here today. I thought it was going to be a 1-stopper, but it looks like it's going to be 2 here today at the Virginia International Raceway. I'm fairly sure. You know what? I think the number 7 of Donovan Duthie. Oh yeah, he's already taken his pit stop, so he is not the leader. Excuse me. There, it is still Jordan Carter, number 38. Around the final corner there for the number 38. Or excuse me, it's not the final corner. I don't really know this racetrack too well, and I thought that was the final corner, but I believe that's at the north end of the racetrack, and they're coming back down to get to the front straightaway where the finish line is. Carter, Blaine Keys, Emerson Sheets, John Arndt, a great pit stop for that team. He is up to the 4th position now in the number 2, and let's see where Cody Smart is. Smart, I believe, is going to remain in the 13th position. So that's 2 more points there if they finish the way they are currently running. And it looks like John Arndt might be trying to gain another position here on Emerson Sheets. A great run on the 27 right now. But not many opportunities to pass at this racetrack. I've got a side-by-side battle here between the 49 of Josh Crash and the 23 of Isaac Nichols. And even though Isaac Nichols has had a lot of bad luck in this series, he did get a win at the top of the week in the Indy Light Series at Watkins Glen. So the number 23 should be pretty happy about that one there. Looks like Elijah Gordon's going to get around Dane Ammon, or at least attempt to. Going side by side through these S's is definitely not a recommended thing to do. We saw what happened to Nicholas Samedeo and Donovan Duthit earlier. But still a great run there for John Arndt in the number 2 machine. And if they finished the way they are currently running, John Arndt would only be 2 points behind Cody Smart heading into Le Mans. And that's the final race of the season as well. And John Arndt with a great chance at winning this championship. It might just be like Juan Pablo Montoya in the 2015 Verizon IndyCar Series. Montoya led in the point standings the whole season. But except for that final race of the season where he lost the championship to Scott Dixon. It was a tiebreaker. He tied with Scott Dixon in the points, but Scott Dixon won because he had more wins. That's a possible scenario here for the GT Le Mans field here. And John Arndt, he's trying to close in here on Emerson Sheets. He's got a good chance of getting around this number 27 here soon. But the first set of pit stops complete, and looks like Jordan Carter has figured this racetrack out pretty well in that number 38. He is out of here, as next time by will be halfway through the Michelin GT Challenge here at the Virginia International Raceway. John Arndt is still all over the back bumper of the 27. You got Chris Skinlar here in the number 4. Now, Skinlar currently leads in the NRLOA Endurance Cup, and the one race that was canceled, which was Petit Le Mans at Road Atlanta, was originally going to be part of the NRLOA Endurance Cup. Well, now Chris Skinlar, he's going to be heading into the final race of the season, the leader in the NRLOA Endurance Cup, and he's going to have a chance at a championship in that series. I guess we can call it a series. In that in that championship. He's going to have a chance at a championship in that championship. Who's going to win the championship in the Kubota GT Championship? He's going to have to find out about 4 weeks from now when we head to Le Mans for the 1 hour de Le Mans. It's going to be a good one there, and we'll probably have some passing in that one as well. Haven't focused on GT Daytona in a while, but not much going on. Michelin has solidified his spot as the leader for now, but Salzman looking pretty fast in the number 3. And Salzman with a chance of winning this one. He finished second at Road America, and he's currently running second here at VIR. Number 86 of Nathan Stapleton running in the 3rd position. And we got Julio Caesar and the 98 of Tyler Lyman. Really haven't seen much of him, with the exception of him winning at Sebring. And the only reason why he won Sebring is because he stayed out and made it, I think, on 2 stops in that race, while everybody else had to go for 3. And that race was quite a while ago, and really haven't seen much of Lyman since then, but he's running pretty well right now, running 5th. Al Legacy, Emmanuel Hartnett, Marty Johnson, Caleb Hoffman, I believe, is running in the 9th position right now in the number 43. And Hoffman with a great chance of taking the points lead at the end of this race and heading into the final race of the season. And Donovan Duthit. Oh, it looks like we had an issue between Victor Delgado and Eli Bright. They're both a couple laps down, and I do not see him on the racetrack, so there's something to review at the end of this race. And that's big for Eli Bright, because he came into this race the points leader. But it does not appear that he's going to exit today's race the points leader. It's a tough break for him. We'll review the crash at the end of the race. But not much going on right now. And as you can obviously tell, not much passing happens here at the Virginia International Raceway. And it does appear that all of these drivers are single file right now. And there is Eli Bright on the pit lane. You see, it does appear that he's not going to get back out on the racetrack. There are 3 laps down already. It's a tough break for him. But that's just the way it is. Lap 10 of 18 here in the Michelin GT Challenge. The number 38 of Jordan Carter leads the field. And it's looking pretty good for him. He is pulling away from Blaine Keys here for the lead. I believe it's going to be about 3 seconds this time by. Yep, over 3 seconds for Jordan Carter now. So he is faster than Blaine Keys at the moment. And these guys basically just getting their laps in. And we got Eli Bright actually coming back out into the racetrack. This could definitely be interesting. These GT Le Mans guys trying to surpass this 88. Actually, all the GT Le Mans guys are going to pass the 88 before he can get back out into the racetrack. So that's a good thing there. There's Daniel McMillan, the leader in GT Daytona, looking to grab his first win of the season. He's got a very good chance at doing so here at VIR, especially considering how hard it is to pass at this racetrack. And it's going to come down to that final set of pit stops most likely, because that is where this race is going to be determined. And obviously it's not going to be determined by the racetrack, because these guys, they just simply cannot pass here. But still, it could get very interesting with those pit stops. It's going to have a major effect on the championship. I believe the number 20 has gained a position, and he has gotten around the 15 of Jordan Lopez, so that's going to put John Arndt 3 points away from Cody Smart heading into Le Mans, if they finish in those positions. But you know how these races go. They never finish where they're supposed to finish. But still, Cody Smart trying to hold onto the points lead. He has led in the points the whole season here in the Kubota GT Championship. And he's trying to grab his first career championship. An interesting thing here, before he even won a race, his first win was actually the opening race of the season here in the Kubota GT Championship at Sebring. That was his first win. That was the first win of his career on NAPAFAN. And definitely did a good job there at Sebring, overcoming John Arndt in that race. And a little interesting strategy here. Dane Ammon and Zachary Fitzwater coming down the pit lane for their second stop. And this is actually what killed Ammon's chances of winning at Road America. Ammon was going to win that race if he did not make a second stop, but he came in early expecting everybody else to come down another time. And a couple guys stayed out and did not win the race there. So it could be a totally different story coming into this race if Ammon won that thing. But Ammon coming in a little bit earlier this time, trying to get some strategy. I do know that everybody else is going to have to come in at least one more time. And here come the GT Daytona leaders. Daniel McMillan, Dale Salzman. Can't really see much because of the tree. But now you can see it, and you see where Daniel McMillan started. He started third for this race behind the number 99 of Julio Caesar. And we'll see if he can get out first. But, oh, it could get interesting there. He's going to get slowed up a little bit by Julius Anderson, but I believe he's going to be just fine. He's going to get off the number 56 first in the GT Daytona class, and that should be it for the race for those guys. Not much passing going on, and I think Daniel McMillan's going to be able to win this thing. Then we got number 3, Dale Salzman, Nathan Stapleton up the third. Matter of fact, I believe they actually came off the pit lane the way they came in. Anyways, over the GT Le Mans, the Le Mans guys can stay out a little bit longer, and I believe Jordan Carter is coming down. Somebody stay out? Oh, somebody is staying out here. That's Chris Skinlart in the number 4. Who's going to stay out an extra lap here. Oh, he's going to get out right when he's actually going to hit this number 75 of Nick Smith here, a GT Daytona car. And Skinlart actually led that lap, so interesting thing there. It does appear that Jordan Carter is going to win the race off the pit lane. I don't think anybody else is going to have a chance at getting to him. But it's definitely going to be interesting to see where John Arndt files in here. And it looks like he's going to try to get an advantage here on Emerson Sheets. He is really going in the gas. Will he get around the 27? That's a big question there, because every point counts for John Arndt heading into the final race of the season. He is behind number 20, and if he finishes in the 4th position and Cody Smart finishes in 12th, then Cody Smart is going to be 3 points ahead of John Arndt heading into the final race of the season. But if Arndt can gain this position, it's going to be back to 2 points of a gap between those two guys. And the closer John Arndt is to Cody Smart, the easier it will be for John Arndt to surpass him at Le Mans. And that is very possible. But John Arndt trying to get around Emerson Sheets, just not able to do so. And this racetrack just does not promote passing at all. Back up front to the GT Daytona field, and these guys are much more spread out than they were earlier on. McMillan is out of here, the number 56. And getting around Julio Caesar early on has definitely proved to be a very beneficial thing to that number 56 staying out front for a majority of this race. You got Dale Salzman, Nathan Stapleton, and Julio Caesar, the top 4. Stapleton close here on Salzman. He's not able to really catch up to him quite yet, but he might get around him here. This number 86 definitely closing in. And we're just going to have to see if he can get around this number 3 of Dale Salzman. But Cody Smart is currently running in the 11th position. And I believe he got around Zachary Fitzwater. You see, actually no. Fitzwater is actually ahead of him. So Fitzwater was able to get back around Cody Smart there. But as they cross the line, the leaderboard will update. And Cody Smart is, in fact, in the 12th position. Side by side here between Nichols and Gordon. And Chris Skinlart has filed in here in the number 4. And the number 38 of Jordan Carter is gone. He's just gone in the number 38. But John Arndt has gotten around Emerson Sheets. And Dane Ammon is filed in for 4th. So Ammon definitely getting a good advantage. But the big story is the number 2 of John Arndt up to 3rd now. And if they finish the way they're currently running, it's going to be a 9-point gain for John Arndt on the number 20. And that'll be a 2-point gap heading into Le Mans if they finish the way they are currently running. So John Arndt definitely taking advantage of this race to get as close as he possibly can to Cody Smart heading into the final race of the season. Keep on talking about this final race. It's going to be 4 weeks from now. June 16th is when the 1 Hour de Le Mans is going to be. And it's May 19th right now. So these guys are going to take a month-long break. And the reason is because we got the Indianapolis 250, the Daytona 500, and the Chick-fil-A Cup Series coming up. I mean, we got sign-ups, I don't know, in a couple hours. So Yeah, we've got a lot coming up here on AppleFan, and let's take a little bit of a break in this series before we get to the finale, so that we can just clear our heads and get this whole thing sorted out really well. I don't know what in the world I'm trying to say, but you understand what I mean. We got a lot going on, and we want to focus on the other events instead of the Kubota GT Championship, and then when things calm down, which it's kind of interesting, the finale race here in the Kubota GT Championship is going to be the day before the NRLOA big one, so it's not like we're going to be calming down too much when we get this finale going here in the GT Championship. Eli Bright actually did get back out there onto the racetrack, but he is a few laps down, 2 laps down to be exact. Victor Delgado also involved in a incident there. William Brock 3 laps down. That would have happened at lap 12 of the race. But our GT Le Mans leader is closing in on the number 88 of Eli Bright. I don't know if this is going to have any effect, but we've seen Le Mans guys and Daytona guys get into each other and crash so far this season. I don't believe it's going to happen here because I think Carr is going to easily get around this 88. And no contact, which is good, and Eli Bright's going to get back to the inside of him, so the number 38 is going to easily clear the 88 there. And you see William Brock on the pit lane. An issue there on the number 1, and he might have gotten involved in the crash. We'll review it at the end of the race. Back to the GT Daytona lead, and Daniel McMillan looks like he's going to easily get this one. Tyler Lyman might get an advantage here on Julio Cesar. Cesar went off the racetrack a little bit there in the number 99, and Lyman is now all over his back bumper. Will this 98 get around him? I don't believe it's going to happen, and Cesar's going to stay in the 4th position. You see the gap between McMillan and Salzman. It's well over 3 seconds, and only unless something happens to McMillan, that number 56 is going to be the winner here today at Virginia International Raceway. John R. running in the 3rd position. This is the big story here today. And Cody Smart still running in the 12th position. And if they finish the way they are currently running, something else you got to note, too. Dane Ammon's going to be right here as well. He's running 4th in the number 40. He came into this race only 12 points behind. Finishing 4th there, he'll gain 8 points. He'll only be 4 points behind Cody Smart. Ammon's going to have a good chance as well, but I do not believe anybody else is going to be able to have a chance at the GT Le Mans Championship. I believe it's going to be between the 3 guys who have won multiple races this season. Cody Smart, John Art, and Dane Ammon. All 3 of those guys have won 2 races this season in the Kubota GT Championship. And it's going to be between those 3 guys, I believe, in the Kubota GT Championship for GT Le Mans. And that could get very interesting there. In GT Daytona, you got Caleb Hoffman in the number 43, who is going to most likely take the points lead at the end of the day. And looks like he gained on the pit stop again, I think. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's in the 9th position right now, and basically everybody who is in the top 5 in points has either crashed or is well behind this number 43. So Hoffman is going to easily surpass Eli Bright, and I believe Hoffman's going to be the points leader heading into Le Mans. But Le Mans is crazy. It's not like this racetrack where it's kind of nice and orderly. You know, you could be leading, you'd be dominating at Le Mans, but right at the end you could crash and get that final corner at Le Mans. It's just like the final corner at Watkins Glen. You can overshoot it. It's not good when you overshoot it. But still a wonderful day for Daniel McMillan, the dominant guy of the day in GT Daytona. He's led all but 1 lap in this class, I do believe, and that was the first lap of the race where Julio Cesar led. And in GT Le Mans, the number 38 of Jordan Carter has pretty much led every single lap in this one, with the exception of a couple laps led by Chris Skinlar when he stayed out during the 2nd cycle of pit stops. But it looks like both of these cars who are going to win are going to have that Project Wildfire logo on their cars, so it's an interesting little thing to note there. But 38 has the Project Wildfire logo, and the number 56 also has the Project Wildfire logo, and those are the guys that made the set well over a decade ago. That's how old this set is, but it's a cool set, and I like it. And I believe you guys enjoyed it as well here in the Kubota GT Championship. White flag in the air for Jordan Carter in the number 38, looking to grab his first career win on Napa Fan. As far as I know, it's going to be his first career win, and very dominant one as well here at the Virginia International Raceway. Probably the calmest race of the season. Now, Long Beach was rather calm as well, but we did have a little bit of drama in that race. Of course, that one was a tighter racetrack, and they crashed on the first lap of the race, so that one was definitely a very interesting one. But here at VIR, nice calm one. It's the calm before the storm, because the 1 hour day Le Mans is going to be a very interesting race. A very crazy race, what am I saying? That's going to be wild, as these guys battle for the championship around that 8-mile long road course in Le Mans France Circuit de la Sarthe. It's going to be the white flag here for Daniel McMillan in GT Daytona. We're going to go over to the number 38 here, Jordan Carter, who has shown the way here in the Michelin GT Challenge. Great run for the 38. And he is going to grab his first career win on Napa Fan in the Kubota GT Championship in GT Le Mans. And it's going to be only the 5th winner of the season in this class after 8 races. And like I said earlier, John Arndt, Cody Smart, and Dane Ammon all have won 2 races this season, while this number 38 and Donovan Newthed have won 1 race. But Jordan Carter wins it here at VIR, and that's 16 points towards the championship, but he's not going to be in championship contention, I do believe. He's going to be too far behind. John Arndt finishes in the 3rd position. Dane Ammon is 4th. And Cody Smart in the number 20 will finish in the 12th position. That means that John Arndt's only going to be 2 points behind Cody Smart, and Dane Ammon's going to be only 4 points behind heading into the final race of the season. Of course, you guys can see the points at the end of the race in GT Daytona. It's been Daniel McMillan, and the number 56 is going to be what I do believe will be his 2nd career win here on Napa Fan. And it's going to be coming in the GT Daytona class here in the Michelin GT Challenge at VIR. Dale Saltzman's going to finish 2nd again. Nathan Stapleton, Julio Cesar, Tyler Lyman, the top 5 in GT Daytona. And here we go. It's over. Daniel McMillan wins GT Daytona in the Michelin GT Challenge at the Virginia International Raceway. And that is going to be 25 points towards the championship for him. But likewise with Jordan Carter and GT Le Mans, I do not believe he's going to have a chance at the championship. But somebody I know very well is going to have a chance at the championship. That's Caleb Hoffman. He's going to be the points leader heading into Le Mans. He's going to have a great chance at winning it at Le Mans as well. But anyways, had a couple crashes. Not too much going on the racetrack in this one, but we did have a couple of incidents. Let's go ahead and review them right now. Lap 7 of the race here is on pit lane. Victor Delgado had already made his stop. Nick Smith was coming off the racetrack, and whammo, right into the 75 went Victor Delgado, and that knocked him out. See all the smoke from his engine. 22 out of the race after that pit road incident. And that's it for reviewing, because William Brock and Eli Bright only had mechanical issues, so there was hardly anything going on the racetrack. We did have that spin between Nicholas Samadillo and Donovan Dufit. Dufit was never able to recover from that. As you see, he finished kind of midway through the GT Daytona field there. Tough break for him, and Nicholas Samadillo finishing next to last in the class. But Jordan Carter gets the victory in GT Le Mans, and Daniel McMillan gets the victory in GT Daytona. And we are set for the finale race. It's going to be 4 weeks from now on June 16th, but it's going to be worth the wait, because it's going to be a very interesting 15-lap race around that 8-mile racetrack. And I'm looking forward to it, because we're going to crown a champion in both classes here for the 2017 Kubota GT Championship. It's been a great season. Had a lot of fun doing this series, and it's going to be a great finale there at Le Mans. But anyways, congratulations to Jordan Carter and Daniel McMillan And, yeah. Here are the points for the Kubota GT Championship heading into the final race of the season. It is going to be a while from now before we get to that, but don't worry, guys. Got a lot to keep you entertained until that point. Indianapolis 250 next Saturday. And then the Chick-fil-A Cup Series Daytona 500 the Saturday after that. And then tonight, we also have signups for the Chick-fil-A Cup Series and the NRLOA big one. It's going to be really, really fun these next few weeks here on Fan. And I hope you guys stick around. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Congratulations to Jordan Carter, Daniel McMillan, and here are the points for the Kubota GT Championship. I will see you guys later.